Ugh. I haven't seen an image that disgusting since Kevin's baby pictures. This month's Friends Forever gives us a double dose of Pegasi as it pairs up Fluttershy with Daring Do. When Daring is in need of an animal expert, she asks, coerces, takes Fluttershy with her to help out on her latest adventure. This comic is definitely a weird one for me, or at least for this video. By now you guys know the routine. What's good, what's not so good, nitpicks if there are any, final thoughts. The thing with this comic, however, is that the only remarkable thing about it is that it's not remarkable. The story just simply went through the motions, and as I was reading it, I felt that I was just watching the story go by without feeling much attachment to it. Even when a story is flawed or outright bad, that's still something that keeps me going and at least leaves me with something to think about or linger on. Take last month's issue for example. The basic premise of that story is quite similar to this one. One character asks another character to help them on a journey to find a creature and or treasure, but the former was more memorable than the latter, and I wasn't even that fond of it. I could talk about how rushed the climax was, or how Dash came off as a borderline airhead in the beginning, or how Strongheart could have gotten a little more attention. The problem with issue 32 is that it doesn't really try anything with the story that it has. Daring Do stories are easily vulnerable to being underwhelming because they take place in a world where fantastical things happen on a regular basis. So aside from the slightly different look and tone of the Daring Do adventures, it's just more of the same. And in order to make it stand out, something has to be added to make the story more interesting. At least with Daring Don't and Stranger Than Fanfiction, again, more stories that I didn't really like, they did have some added element to make them more than just another adventure story. Whether it's the shock that Daring Do is real, or having a fan of Daring tag along under the impression that it's all fake, even if he is ear-bleedingly annoying. This comic doesn't really do that, at least not very effectively. It just plays the whole adventure formula as straight as it can. They do try to have a heart-to-heart moment between Daring and Fluttershy, but it's pretty short-lived and doesn't leave much of an impact. And I can say that for this issue as a whole. It just exists. It's not often that I feel this kind of apathy towards a comic. You can tell that it at least tried, but it just falls flat. Really, the only thing I took from this is that zebra alicorns are a thing. Either that or she has a very coincidental fur pattern. But if that's the only thing I can take from this, that doesn't count for much. Even if Queen Parabola is kinda fine. Unless you're reading for completionist's sake, or if you're a collector, I wouldn't recommend picking this one up. Next month's issue, however, looks pretty promising. In Friends Forever 33, AJ and Cherry Jubilee will be teaming up, and AJ will learn of Cherry's secret history. Now that I'm looking forward to. So what do you think of Friends Forever 32? Swarm in that comment section below or bug me on social media, and consider supporting me through Patreon or PayPal art commissions. Until next time, keep it sketchy, folks.